Hi, I'm Anthony Morgan's Training Academy. Today we're going to dive a little deeper into tactical pins. Tactical pins, I've discussed this one other time, but anytime you're carrying a pin, it doesn't have to be a tactical pin. A tactical pin is one of those things that you can waste money on, okay? They're not that expensive, but the thing of it is you have to take this cap off in order to write with them. Okay, great and wonderful. But if you just take a regular felt marker like this, it's going to do as much damage as a tactical pen. You know, it's got some sharp edges on it, and the thing of it but if you think about it, okay, tactical pen, it's strong. It says stronger. Now, are you going to be making 30 or 40 hits with this pen? No, you're not. Normally it's going to be one time and one time only, and you're going to do some severe damage and you'll be moving on. Now this pen, it's not a tactical pen, but it does have a sharp tip. Now you're not going to break this, I guarantee you. You're not going to break it any easier than you break this, titanium one. But my point being is, you can carry this anywhere you want, and it's safe to carry and it's legal to carry. But when you start thinking about carrying a tactical pin, there's other areas that you can use the tactical pin for. Now, just because I have this tip hanging out here, see where my thumb is right here? Now, a lot of times I can grab a finger here. If the guy's got a hold of it, I can grab the finger and I can break the finger, because this becomes a lever point. Okay, I can do the same with the thumb. Okay, if there's something there that I can grab, I'm going to use this as a lever to control that thumb or that finger. Now, I can also hook inside the mouth here. Okay, I can hook inside the eye, I can hook inside the ear. Anytime you have this small little surface here and you hook inside the ear here, you don't have to put it all the way into the ear. All you have to do is just hook it right there, and you're going to have a lever point. Now you can hook it in, in the groin, you can hook it into the armpit. A lot of times, when I'm talking about working pinching, okay, or biting, the pin works really well for that. As you can see right there, I can pinch really well and get the subject off of me. Okay, so just that little point right there. Okay, so think of it as like a pair of pliers. This is a hard point, and I grab that, I grab here, I grab there, and so tactical pin is going to be it's going to work, but when you start looking at just the little tiny points, here, using it like a pair of pliers, it's going to work. Now this is a cold steel shark, big, massive. It's got a nice point, and it does right. But the thing of it is that's a really massive pin. Okay, now I can still do the same thing, but so looking at this is just a fake pin. It's made of titanium. But now, so think about that as this part of the pin. When I'm grabbing, when I'm pinching here, it's not a life and death situation. So I'm not going to pull my pin out and try to pinch you if you're trying to kill me. Now, I may end up driving this into your collarbone. I may end up driving it into your hand, and so that's going to be depending on the level of escalation. Okay, and you always want to raise your level of escalation by what the person has. If he has a knife, I'm not going to go with him and take the pin. Then I would go for the gun. And you always want to raise that level up depending on what weapon he's carrying. If he's empty hand, if you're not real good with empty hands, don't go empty hand. Usually how the Filipinos think is, if he's empty hand, I'm going to have maybe a collapsible baton. I might have a stick. I might have a belt. Okay, I might have my scarf. So you're always trying to raise that level. If he pulls a knife, I don't want to go against him with a knife. I would rather pull a stick or pull a gun. And so you're always trying to keep that level of escalation rising, you know, force continuum. And so whatever force he's going to add, I'm going to go a little bit above that. But so think about that, you know, on carrying your pin, you know, as far as the pinching. Okay, you can pinch, you can grab, you can, you know, do a lot of things. And it's just like a pair of pliers. Just think of it like a pair of pliers. And, you know, like I said, you have your thrust, okay, you have your rakes, okay. You have just a regular thrust, but with a pin, if I do a regular thrust, sometimes it's going to injure right here in my hand if I thrust that in very hard. So not always recommended. You know, this is going to be a better position if I'm going to thrust, mainly because this will, you know, there's not a lot of surface area there for me to be doing thrusting. You can and it will work. But today's video is just mainly about understanding this plier thing to where I can break a finger. Okay, I can grab, I can pinch, Sometimes that's all you need, and then if the guy comes back for more, or the girl comes back for more, then you can raise that level of escalation. You know, drawing your knife or drawing your gun, or depending on what level they're coming in at. So anyway, today was mainly about pinching, okay, or the plier technique. Okay, this is the plier technique. So this is the plier technique. You can go here to the nose, plier technique. You can go here to the side of the mouth, plier technique. And so, you know, carry a pin, okay? Or as my sweetheart says, a pin, not a pen, not a pin, not a pin, it's a pin. So anyway, a little bit English thrown in there, bad English, but so think about that, the plier, okay? This is a plier, and that's for grabbing, okay? It's for breaking, okay? So, thank you guys for watching my videos, and I will see you on the next video.